Hello and welcome to Cinema Boston. I'm your host, David, and today's episode is the first of at least two episodes, not sure if we're going to need a third, to crown the winner of Cinema Boston's World Cup of Film. If you are a regular here and watch under our non-FIFA approved name, you know this is our second Cinematic World Cup episode. The first one was episode 22 of season 1. And we based that one on a country's historical cinematic body of work. In other words, every film that I've seen from every one of those countries. The final four teams in that tournament were England, Japan, France, and Germany. Not bad soccer teams either. Japan and France met in the final, and France was victorious. So you know that was on the up and up, since I root against France in everything, even history. For this World Cup of Film, we will not be going with a country's cinematic body of work. These matchups will be based on the most recent film I watched from that country and that film alone. So it'll be a what have you done for me lately kind of a tournament, which has the ability to change since I haven't stopped watching films while I'm watching all the soccer. The United States film for this tournament was decided just yesterday, and by the time the knockout round comes around, the U.S. will undoubtedly be represented by another film. The same is true for England, since I watch a lot of films from the UK, and you never know what other countries may be affected by this rule. For this project, I needed to rely on the Cinema Boston archives to research the most recent film I had screened from each country. The oldest one in this tournament was screened way back in 2010. There are two countries from which I have never seen a film that are in this tournament, so sadly they were eliminated before even getting here. Today, we're just going to present the group stage of the tournament, and it will mimic the soccer tournament. There are 12 groups. The top two countries in all 12 of those groups will go through to the knockout round, along with the best third place countries in 8 of those 12 groups. Our second episode in this series will feature the knockout round, and our film bracket will mirror how the soccer bracket is set up, which is kind of complicated. The winner of Group F plays the second place team in Group C. Group J's winner plays the H's second, and so on. It's called the knockout round for a reason. And all the countries losing films next time will be out of the tournament for good. Today's winners live to see another match. So here we go. Cinema Boston's World Cup of Film, the group stage. And if you forgive me, I've got my notes in front of me, so that's what we're gonna go for. Here we go. Group A, and I'm just going to present these as in order of finish. Okay. Czech Republic with Spaceman from 2024. Adam Sandler and an alien spider become friends in space. That wins the group. South Africa finishes second yesterday from 2004. An Oscar nominee. HIV positive mother's goal is to live long enough to see her daughter go to school. Now, being eliminated from Group A, South Korea with Wall to Wall from 2025, new apartment with mysterious noises and neighbors. And Mexico is eliminated. They finished 4th. They're having a great soccer tournament, but unfortunately here they were represented by Psychedelic Nonsense with Lana Turner from 1968, titled The Big Cube, which I think was the only one of these films that got a bomb the first time out, so poor Mexico. Here we go with Group B. Winning the group with So Torn from 2024 is Switzerland. That's a film that a seamstress makes the age-old movie mistake of picking up that briefcase of money at a crime scene. Finishing second in Group B, Canada with Perfectly Estrangedness from 2024, Oscar-nominated short about 3 donkeys wandering around an abandoned astronomical observatory. Not coming out of Group B, Bosnia and Herzegovina with Quo Vadis Aida from 2020. Very high rankings, but I did not enjoy the story. And Qatar will not be advancing with Coffee Shop from 2012. I have zero memory of watching that film, so they didn't really have a chance. Group C is one of our groups of death. In other words, all four countries' films were given the thumbs up in the archives. So a film that I liked, actually, they had to go home right away. I felt terrible. Here we go. Group C. Winning Group C is Brazil, with The Secret Agent from 2025, 4 Oscar nominations. In 1977, Brazil, a technology expert, is forced into hiding. Second place in Group C, Scotland, with Dog Soldiers, 2002, Scottish Werewolves. That's all you need to know about this. And this was that oldest screening. I screened Dog Soldiers in 2010. Also advancing from Group C is Haiti, with When the Drum is Beating from 2011, a music documentary about a 20-member band who has been making music for 62 years. And that means that Morocco is out of Group C, with Le Grand Voyage from 2004, a dad and son road trip from France to Mecca, and I enjoyed that film, but Morocco is out. Next, Group D. United States does win the group with Raw Deal, screened yesterday, 1948 film noir, with a guy taking the rap for a guy who double crosses him. Paraguay finishes second in Group D with Landfill Harmonic from 2015, a music documentary about the recycled orchestra who makes instruments out of recycled trash. Finishing third in Group D and advancing, Australia with, and this is Thrash from 2026, a shark movie with some very questionable marine science. Not making it out of Group D, Turkey with Do Not Disturb 2023. Unemployed waiter gets a night shift job in a hotel and weirdness ensues. On to Group E, won by Ecuador and Maria Full of Grace in 2004, Oscar nominee, story of a pregnant teenage drug mule. Also advancing from Group E, Germany with Brick 2025, another creepy apartment building movie. This one is suddenly surrounded by mysterious brick wall. Not making it out of Group E, The Ivory Coast, black and white in color from 1976. Lost French colonists during World War I decide to attack Germany. And not making it out of Group E, Curacao. Curacao is one of the two countries that I've not seen a film from. Group F, the Netherlands wins. What a shock. Amsterdam. I really liked it though. 1988, the serial killer working the canals of Amsterdam. That made a best of one of the months. I know that. A lot of these films we talked about before. Also coming out of Group F, Tunisia. The Voice of Hind Rajab from 2025, Oscar-nominated docudrama about a 6-year-old girl's call for help, pleading for rescue while under IDF fire. Finishing third and going through, Sweden, Trouble from 2024, action film with a wrongfully accused man being mistaken for a pilot, and it's kind of an action comedy. Pretty good. Japan does not advance. They made the Final Four. Our first World Cup episode, and they are not making it out. Youth and Fury from 1960, a new wave film about a young man flirting with extremism. Next, Group G. Group G is won by Egypt, The Square from 2013, Oscar-nominated satire about a controversial art exhibit that includes one of the creepiest scenes I have ever seen in any film, and that's saying a lot. Finishing second and advancing, Iran, Our Uniform 2023, Oscar-nominated animated short about a young girl and her school uniform. Advancing from Group G, finishing third, New Zealand, The Quiet Earth from 1985, dystopian sci-fi about a scientist alone in the world. And not making it out of Group G, The Belgies with Beautiful Men 2023, Oscar-nominated animated short about 3 bald brothers getting hair transplants in Istanbul. Group H is won by Saudi Arabia, Al-Khalat Plus from 2022, anthology film about social deception and trickery. Finishing second and advancing, Uruguay, with Blanes Esquina Mueller from 2020. A man moves in with his new girlfriend and then is visited by his future self, warning him about that girl. Too bad that's not a documentary. Finishing third and advancing, Cape Verde, Cabralista, from 2011, documentary about political activist Amilcar Cabral. Not making it out of Group H is Spain. So Spain, which might win the real World Cup. Close Your Eyes from 2023. Interesting premise of an actor disappearing during the filming of a movie, but it did not end up with the thumbs up in the archives, and all three of the others in that group did. So Spain does not advance. Group I, won by Norway. Sentimental Value 2025, Oscar winner, international feature film about family, movies, and art. Finishing second and advancing, France, All Boys Are Called Patrick from 1959. It's 21 minutes of Godard with two college girls getting hit on by the same guy in the same day. That was delightful. Also advancing and finishing third, Senegal with Sembene, 2015. Documentary about African freedom fighter Ousmane Sembene, whose weapons were his stories. And not advancing from Group I, Iraq with Alham from 2006, takes place during the shock and awe in 2013 Baghdad in an asylum. Group J is won by Algeria. Days of Glory, 2006. 4 North American men enlist in the French army during World War II. Finishing second, Argentina, with a film titled Argentina, 1985 from 2022. Oscar nominee about lawyers taking on the country's military dictatorship. Finishing third and advancing, Jordan, with Thebe from 2014, coming-of-age story of a young Bedouin boy during World War I. Not advancing, Austria with Benny's Video, 1992. A 14-year-old boy obsessed with violent films makes one of his own. Group K was our other group of death. In other words, I liked all 4 of these films from these countries, and unfortunately, one of them could not advance. Winning Group K was Colombia with Bad Lucky Goat, 2017. I know we talked about this before. 2 incompatible teen siblings need to fix things when they accidentally kill a bearded goat with their father's truck. Finishing second is Portugal with Ice Merchants from 2022. Oscar-nominated animated short about a man and his son parachuting off a cliff every day to deliver and sell the ice that they produce. Number 3, DR Congo, Democratic Republic of Congo, advances with Benda Bilidi, 2010. Another music doc, this one about paraplegic street musicians. And not advancing, even though I like the film, Uzbekistan with The Desert of Forbidden Art from 2010. Excellent documentary about a man who rescues over 40,000 pieces of forbidden works of art to create a museum in the middle of the desert in Uzbekistan. And it can't advance, unfortunately. And Group L. Group L, won by England with A Night to Remember from 1958. The Titanic story as experienced by surviving crew and passengers, made 39 years before Cameron. And advancing, finishing second is Croatia, The Man Who Could Not Remain Silent from 2024. Oscar-nominated short where a passenger train is stopped by paramilitary forces during an ethnic cleansing operation. Not advancing from Group L, Ghana, with Kutundami Road to Acura, comedy about a bus driver who plots a marriage between one of his daughters and a prosperous businessman. And also not advancing was Panama. I have not seen a film to this date made by the country of Panama. So that's it. That's our Cinema Boston's World Cup of Film group stage. We have our 32 films that have, and countries and films that have advanced, and coming at you next time will be the knockout round, where we will pair them up, and whichever film we thought was better or we enjoyed more moves on, and the other one goes home. We hope you're there for that. If that's our next episode, I'm not sure. We have the best and worst of June coming at you. That might show up first. We're not sure, are we, Chet? We've been watching a lot of soccer, so forgive us. We hope you're here for whatever comes next. And until then, take care. Go Netherlands.